Hello, welcome back to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 12. Today's game is Lanaya Del Rey versus Lich Better Have My Money, two teams that did not see much success in the first round. I'm Anani, with me here is Randy.
Hi.
And we got Ocelot.
That's me.
And let's see, inevitably one of these guys is going to have to turn it around. There are not draws in Dota. I mean, you could go 1-1, I guess, but...
Yeah, that's true.
Inevitably, somebody's going to turn it around here. Let's see who comes together. See who brings it all together this time. Somebody had to comment the pun on Lanaya Del Rey on my last video, and it made me feel like a big stupid idiot. So, shout outs to that guy.
I was going to mention, I'm kind of surprised you didn't pick up on that immediately.
Yeah, I do not know, to be honest with you, most of the heroes' actual names, so...
Radiant team ban.
Immediate bans, Necro and Enigma. Probably, I'm guessing, respect ban on Necro. Enigma, hard to say. More likely, I feel like Enigma's probably, because I mean, how many big Enigma players are there these days? Really, not many.
True.
Probably more team comp oriented. We'll definitely see if there's like a Mars or a Magnus ban or something like that coming up.
Frankly, I find Enigma to be really dangerous and something, again, Tidehunter related, that you really can't ignore if you're wanting to pick him. Oh, Treant ban.
Looks like right now everybody's just getting rid of all the team fight in the world and Bloodseeker.
And Blood's okay. They really want to make sure that they have a death ball going. It looks like.
Right. I really like how the Lich Better Have My Money banner makes him look like he has super thick eyebrows. First pick, Hoodwink. Great.
Alright, here we go.
Really obnoxious hero, hard to play against.
I think Slizzy's been playing Hoodwink offlane in scrims.
Centaur first pick. Interesting. They did that without a Lifestealer ban. I'm wondering how that's going to go.
Right, yeah. So maybe there's almost a bit of daring the Lifestealer ban to come out here.
That or they're going to pick him.
Could be. Centaur and Lifestealer, certainly not a bad combination of heroes by any stretch of the imagination.
Lena.
Or they could get Centaur and Lena. Have a lot of big circles of pain going on here. Could keep you stunned for a long time. It's also two very fast heroes, even without the Centaur ult necessarily.
Another pretty decent idea to play around Centaur is Earthshaker, unless he gets Ags, if that's still what it does.
Yes, it is still what it does.
Don't really see a lot of Centaurs building Ags, so hard to say. At least as far as I go.
Warlock coming
out. Yeah, that could be pretty good.
It's a classic
Centaur can... Yeah, I mean, it's great against Centaur, especially against him and his team, because you catch Centaur with Fatal Bonds on all of his buddies, and Centaur is just sitting there bathing in fountain shots. You can guess who's going to die before he does.
Right. Yeah, even if you get a good Stampede off, if everybody's Fatal Bonded anyway, it might not necessarily matter so much.
Yeah, and if Warlock's sitting in the trees or up on a cliff casting his upheaval, and you don't have line of sight to stop him, and after that Stampede wears off, you're going to be moving it like 2 inches a year.
Huskar going down for Lanaya Del Rey.
Interesting ban. I would have thought they would want to pick that to help deal with Centaur, but okay.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know what they're going to try and go for then. Spectre ban. Okay, then.
Lich thinking about the long game here.
What would they be trying to pick if they're banning Spectre?
Spectre in the new meta is like this big one target, just spawn your spooky ghost on someone and kill them instantly.
I think we might be seeing a sniper pick. Someone who just sits in the back line, very important, does not want to be knuckle deep in the fight.
You could see, there goes Lifestealer. They don't want to see it themselves. Yeah. You could be seeing a sniper, you could be seeing a tanker for largely the same reason.
Good point, actually. Yeah, Tinker's also a very big threat. A very real threat, actually, considering their current lineup.
And even though he has the ability to blind Spectre, he certainly does not want to have Spectre in his face all the time. You know, it's not ideal for him. What were you saying, Randy?
The single target hunt cancels his blink instantly because it comes with a dagger.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Radiant team ban.
No, Ursa.
Okay.
They that's definitely just banning Ursa, getting rid of him just to help out their boy Centaur here, right? Like,
Yep.
One would assume, but they might have someone a little more dangerous in mind if they're picking on top of Centaur with someone else really durable, because they did ban Lifestealer over on that team. They could take advantage of it.
Silencer also going down on Lanaya.
Yeah, that's a troubling set of bans there, actually, because that's a lot of team fight, a lot of big tanky nukers tanky guy removers that were just completely removed.
A lot of anti-tank heroes and a lot of guys who interrupt big team fights as well.
5 seconds remaining.
They're both kind of doing that on both teams right now, and it's kind of strange.
PA going down, okay. Like, you know, that's really, you know, Necro has a really good ability to just stop big fights. Treant has ability to initiate or stop. Huskar has the ability to stop him. Lifestealer can stop him and hit Q to go through initiates. And Silencer, of course, the king of stopping team fights. They definitely don't want anyone interfering in what they're up to here. Potentially Mars pick next as a result.
I'm actually expecting a Faceless Void, kind of.
Radiant team.
Yeah, you could definitely see a Void as well.
Ooh, Wyvern.
But Lich
okay.
is wise to this
Wyvern's
strategy.
Yep.
Lich is definitely wise to this strategy. They see exactly what they're banning, and they say, okay, well then, how about a little bit of this? They pull out one of the cards they did not think to ban here.
Yeah, not to mention, if you're looking to disengage or even engage in a fight from distance, Wyvern can ult, and you can run in or away. It's a strong setup.
And that's two squishy heroes who are not going to stand up to Curse very well.
If they're going to want to deal with Wyvern, they may want to get a Naga.
Two squishy heroes that aren't going to be able to deal with Curse, and for that matter, the Splinter Blast very well.
Yeah, Splinter Blast is a very low cooldown spammable skill that can just sort of rip people apart if they let it just keep hitting them from distance.
Deceptively high damage if you're able to keep it going. I think that might have thrown a spanner in the works in Lanaya Del Rey here. We might be seeing a bit of a, okay, what the hell do we do now then, sort of scenario for them. Looks like the exact sort of pick they did not want to see ended up coming back for them anyway.
Right.
Oh, you know what? I just realized what they could pick to help deal with all of this.
What could they pick?
Radiant team pick.
Oh, well, let's see if they got it. Yep. Yeah.
Another Tidehunter. Tidehunter, another hero with a very high pick rate at this tournament. It just hit me, I think that the last one we did, the MF Doom versus Twisted Willow series, was the first series so far where we did not see Ogre Magi.
10 seconds remaining.
True.
In
We're
any
going to see
capacity.
another one.
We might,
5
who knows.
seconds remaining.
Can tell you this much, I don't think either team needs them here.
Yeah, I don't think they have the availability in their team to actually take it unless they have a really good pause one.
Yeah.
You know what? They've got Bloodseeker banned on one side, and on the other, they've got Huskar down. They need someone who's very good at ripping apart big dudes, and what better choice at this point, I think, than going for good old Monkey King?
Yeah, Monkey King would not be a bad idea. Go pretty well with Wyvern here. One thing that, one very interesting interaction is that I believe this is the case. Even though Monkey King does not do damage to people who are in Curse for Winter Wyvern, I believe he still gets Jingu stacks off of it.
Yes, he does.
He does. He indeed does.
So that could still, it's still working for him there. Could definitely be good for either team, though.
Ah, more tanky mother. Are you kidding? Are we kidding me here? They're building up all these big dudes. Warlock with his golems, Tidehunter, Wraith King. I am having sincere doubts this is going to play out well for them. You have to have a really reliable pause one to carry this amount of work.
Right.
Wraith King might be their one.
He could be, yeah.
But what are they going to have as his backup, though?
They're
Because
going 3.
Yeah.
You can assume anyway.
Radiant team ban.
Got a Phantom Lancer here. Probably a knee-jerk against the Wraith King.
Yeah, it definitely is. Also to Titan Warlock to a certain degree, because they don't really deal with Phantom Lancer that well. I mean, Titan can kind of anchor smash him, but
the first time,
is
the first time this game that Tidehunter uses his W to dodge the Phantom Lancer uses W to dodge the Titan, or old Titan is gonna cry live in
Dire
game.
team ban.
Got a tanker ban.
I do like the PL because most of the counters to PL aren't mids.
Right, not only are most of the PL counters not mids, there's also a fairly decent amount of them that are just knocked out of the pool here.
Yeah. Like Earthshaker's in the pool, but who are you gonna go mid?
Radiant team ban.
LDR is not afraid to run
Ember
an unconventional
Spirit's
mid.
done.
I suppose.
Getting rid of the
You
Ember
know
Spirit,
what?
not a bad
Void
idea.
Spirit would be a really nasty pick for Lich.
It would be a really nasty pick for either of these teams, I think, actually.
You're right,
A lot
actually.
to say on either side.
Seconds remaining.
Hmm.
If
Dire
I'm,
You know,
uh,
actually, to help deal with the tanky guys on their team, I'd say even Storm is a probably preferable option, because what do they have to stop him specifically?
Zeus going down for Lich Better Have my money. Does not want to see that guy, and I
Yeah.
cannot blame them very much. One of the biggest weaknesses that they're going to have is like a lot of alpha damage, a lot of burst.
Dire team
Who we got?
A lot of alpha
Quap.
damage.
Like
Quap.
Quap, for example.
Yep.
Definitely going to need
So they
to
move on.
pick somebody with that Quap in mind.
10 seconds
Right.
remaining.
Yeah,
Well-
actually, supporters are the last pick.
Yeah, this
If
could
I
be
had to
five.
make a wild guess, looking at the oh, you know what? I do think they could get away with an alchemist.
Maybe. It'd be it'd be a lot of people hungry for gold here, but I think
Yeah.
they could do it.
But that's just sort of Alex's specialty. He can make a lot out of a little, and even more out of a ton.
Though I will say, if I'm the captain here, I don't know if necessarily Alex coming first to mind, especially in the light of the fact they could be looking for 4, they could be looking for 5, they could even be looking for 2. They might have Lena 4.
Potentially, yeah.
It certainly would not be unusual to see Lena as 4 with a Centaur Warrunner. That's a pretty tough lane to deal with. Even if it's not necessarily what's popular with Lena right now, I do think it would be effective. I like Wyvern trying to exactly circle Lena with her wing flaps, just barely not getting it, just barely clipping through
Yeah,
every time.
sad.
It's taken quite some time to think on this one. Who we got? Antonio.
Choose your hero.
Tiny.
That's a
Not a bad
support
choice.
tiny.
Probably, yeah. I believe Dogtown was supporting for them last game.
Alright, should be a fun one.
Not
Oh,
gonna
Wraith
lie.
King is Skeleton King.
Yeah, the king's back, baby!
And we got fat Cthulhu Tide on her again.
I like it.
Very popular set in this tournament.
Yeah. It really does just make him look like washed up old Cthulhu, who could have been a contender, you know. This Tidehunter set is definitely, like, Cthulhu Tidehunter here would definitely be telling you about, like, a great play that he did on his high school football team at age 55. While swilling down a Bud Light.
Not a sponsor.
A lukewarm Bud Light. Not a sponsor, yeah.
Definitely not
No,
a sponsor.
it's like a 2-day-old flat Corona like light that he left on his table, and he just
Oh,
got
God,
already
yeah. He just put the bottle cap back on. Not like tight or anything, he just stuck it right on the top. That's the hard-hitting analysis that you tune into these these cast for, baby. It's very blue
Alright.
tiny too. Very, very strong jawline. Very Chad Tiny here. His last match was Tiny. What's a success? Let's see if he can match said success here. I'm going to wait for player callouts until the second game because there are a few of these
Prepare
comps
for
I'm not entirely sure what people are doing. Tidy old fat man.
And, Radiant switched their positions around. Like
Yeah.
Slizzy was in the first series, he's definitely not this time.
I believe as well, Lanaya Del Rey's captain is not present in this game, I don't think.
That's a shame.
At least I was told Lanaya's captain isn't present, and none of them have the captain's name. I mean, potentially captain could have changed it, I suppose, but harvest your tribute, baby.
It's Esper, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. None of these people look like Esper. I mean, Esper could be secretly moonlighting as a Meowda here, but you never know.
30 seconds to battle.
Notably, Sleazy been pulled out of mid. Be interesting to see if he does a little better here. We have been keeping vague track of the scrims, and I have noticed Sleazy doing generally better in the pause 3 role so far.
Yep.
To be frank and honest with you, I cannot say his stint as a mid was very successful for LDR, so it's probably going to be a step up.
The battle begins.
Looks like LDR taking over most of the bounty runes here, though Skeleton King is certainly not gonna be making it easy. 4 runes for them.
Yep.
Doing his funny little dance.
Circles around the trees.
Oh,
He's dead. Yep. Tiny S toss level 1. Yep.
Nice stuff.
That wasn't even necessary. Yeah, this is a classic BM combo from way back in the early days of the me learning the game, is discovering how hard it is to play against Tiny and Centaur in the lane.
Yeah, it's
suddenly have a
nasty.
Centaur on top of your head.
It's almost as iconic of a duo as PL Coddle.
I guess since we got people in lanes here, we might as well start calling. Because it's pretty easy to determine at this point, I think. Wraith King just getting hassled for his time. We have Jotham, position 1 for Lanaya Del Rey as Skeleton King.
I could be wrong with that.
Jotham a stand-in? Could be.
Because Esper's their pause 1.
Right. We have Bladdick as their pause 5. For some reason, his name being blue makes it a little hard to legibly read, I will say. Not his fault, he didn't pick what color he was.
Yeah. How dare you pick blue?
By the way, speaking of not being advertised by beer, I promise we're not advertised by Jägermeister either.
Yeah, unlike Dogtown.
Yeah, unlike Dogtown. A Meowda playing pause 2 here as Queen of Pain. GodLike.Mat, definitely not a standout. I remember him from the first round as Tied Under here as, I believe, pause 3. Getting a little hassle versus trouble here. I actually think Sleazy's a pause 3 and GodLike.Mat's 4. It's a little hard to tell at this juncture.
Yep.
On the other hand, we have on Dire, on Lich Better Have My Money, we got Da Bush as pause 1. We've got Run Over Meat, who is making his league debut this year, by the way, as pause 5. So shoutouts to Run Over Meat. He's got a pretty good name.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's on Wyvern. X3147 on Centaur Warrunner.
I remember that name.
Yep, he's a robot. That's their pause 3. Dogtown on pause 4 Tiny. And Kid Dynamite, the team's captain, on Lena, pause 2 here.
Shoutouts to that guy, pretty active in the Discord.
Right. Actually, Lich Better Have My Money in general has at least a vague presence in the Discord. The only guy there on the team I haven't seen at least somewhat frequently is X3.
PL finds that pretty funny.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh.
Wraith King just getting
Tossed to
messed
the
up.
Centaur.
Yeah, that's gross.
You can also do that. It gives you 2 options. You can either throw the Centaur into them or throw them into the Centaur, and it's
Right.
equally effective.
The only downside here is that having Warlock in the lane with a pretty low mana cost but pretty consistently effective heal is going to diminish the effectiveness of that to a degree.
Yep.
Both safe lanes get a little hassled here. Both the Bush and Skeleton King Jotham have been a little scrambled here, but Sleazy, perhaps more scrambled than anybody else at the current moment, just having to stand at the trees at pretty low health. Probably waiting for a salve or something, or at least some money for it. Not waiting for a clarity and a salve, okay.
And so, yeah. Hoodwink is generally a hero that buys clarities a lot if you don't buy arcane boots.
Right. Kind of a calm laning phase so far. Oh, there goes Jasmine's courier though. Before he was, no, after he was able to pull something off. I think he finished the Falcon Blade off that actually.
Oh.
Not usually an item I'd say it's a very good choice to take in the early game, but Falcon Blade
I can
does have
definitely
its-
see it here. That's one of the things on Falcon Blade I think people forget about sometimes. Oh, we actually missed a kill up here on the bush. Actually, we're watching this. Both lanes kind of going crazy.
Yeah.
Run over meat, desperately trying to escape. I don't
he's
think
dead.
they're gonna make it. Nope. Both people
Alright,
at top
casual
going down.
double kill for the offlane tide.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Offlane support tide.
As I was saying, one of the
Well,
things.
tide's last thing is definitely the offlane.
All right, Solicitor Pods 4 then. One of the things I think people maybe underestimate a little bit about Falcon Blade sometimes, though, is 200 raw health. Most of the health upgrades you're going to be getting early on are either going to be relatively low double digits or strength-based, or region-based, so having just flat 200 health is going to make Wraith King a lot harder to bring down in the early, so I can definitely see why you would do it here. Especially
The
against
thing
a
is,
lane
that's
like
just
this.
the thing with Falcon Blade. It gives you a lot of the little things you need to keep alive in your lane, and right here it might
Oh,
actually
boy.
save him.
No.
Well,
No, he's sticking.
Nope.
Nah, I feel like he could have run from that.
potentially could have, yeah. He definitely could have if he had boots in, but they killed the supply lines for him to be able to get that, unfortunately, for
Yep.
Wraith King.
Courier's dead.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Very important thing,
Being
getting
a
that
courier's
courier.
being dead.
The Bush barely got whatever he was going for off that courier there. I think one frame later and he wouldn't have got it.
Routine consumables, I think.
Yeah. Run over meat, having to play a lot more safe back here. This
Yep.
camp is blocked, I believe. Just unable to pull, unfortunately, for them.
They're definitely putting a lot of pressure on this dire safe lane.
You know, in particular, they're making it. Centaur Warrunner got it really fast to
Oh,
the
yeah.
Defiance.
Quick
Oh, wow, you're right.
It is barely over 5 minutes. He already has that thing up, and while he is walking back now, that is going to make him a lot harder to do a lot of damage to as this lane goes on.
He's playing against the co-op, so I guess what
Yeah.
can you expect?
Right. Slizzy getting a little caught here, just having to go home. Unfortunately for Dire, they have no way to stop that.
Right on to level 6 with Warren.
You can definitely tell Slizzy's way more in his element here than he was at mid. He's definitely doing a far better job this game than we saw in either game from in the first series, so shoutouts to Slizzy.
Meanwhile, Lena's keeping her farm pretty dang high.
Yeah, she's quite handily winning mid here actually, with
yeah?
Meowda quite far behind on last hits. And the net worth chart is looking a little better for Quap, but still telling more or less the same story. You can save just effectively, almost as
Ooh.
a straight sentence. I think you could say Kid Dynamite won mid this game.
That
Queen of
chip
Pain-
fest is... If that goes to Centaur, Wraith King's gonna have some trouble fighting him.
Oh, for sure.
Queen of Pain in general likes mid matchups that she can harass without taking much trade back, and Lena doesn't fit that at all. She can
Right.
super deliver trade back.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
now
she
harass
can-
Mop.
Yeah, you're actually right on that. Her ability to throw her skills out and sort of just throw it out and you get an attack speed bonus, you know? It's like fighting a Storm Spirit. If he hits you with a spell, he's going to follow up with the auto attack and he's going to get that free damage in.
I don't know if
Lena actually has, I think, the second highest attack range, like over total distance. Out of, I think, maybe tied with one other hero, it might be Drow. And it's hard to avoid not getting right-click fire with that kind of attack speed, even at
Right.
that distance.
I think maybe Mr. Roboto not quite watching the map here. He's still acting like he's got Tiny around, but Tiny is not even in the same neighborhood as him right now. He's going to gain quad
It might
down
be a
mid.
bluff. Yeah,
Could
it might be
be.
a bluff.
Just trying to convince him that Tiny is just waiting in the wings at any moment for him, but Tiny's waiting in the wings for somebody else right now. Oh, Kid Dynamite has that haste
oh
grip.
no, here it goes! Throw her! Oh, he should have thrown it to Lena.
Toss.
She might get away. She still has a chance.
Nope.
Oh, shut
Very
down.
good. Actually, Tiny read that really well.
Yeah. Kid Dynamite and Dogtown have an established, like, pre-league you know, they've been teaming for a while outside of the LD2L.
Radiant's middle tower
So you're
is
definitely
under
going to see
attack.
some chemistry between these two, and it's not a very common duo of people, not a common duo of roles to see working together that way.
Up top.
Yep.
And it gets tipped for. He must have done something dumb.
Under attack.
Luckily, we
Or
can see
something
it
funny.
with the power of editing. Except we're not really editing, we're just playbacking. Oh, looks like that was just simple open and shut. He just took a bunch of tower shots for
Overestimated the
free.
pressure you could put. Yeah.
It's not even my birthday.
I'm guessing his Crack Control isn't leveled, or
Radiant's
Phantom Knight's
middle
been putting
tower
points
is
into his
under
Phantom
attack.
Rush.
Let's see. No, he does not have more than one level
Oh,
of
Queen of Pain.
Quap here.
Instantly gonna get tossed.
Yep,
Ugh.
just tossed away, and as a result, if we're gonna get anyone, it's just gonna be nope, we're not even getting Laverne. Okay, it's a good toss
Good
on
again
Tiny's
from the
part.
Tiny. Man.
Yeah,
Showing
Tiny's
himself as a force in this game already.
Tiny's definitely not only can you tell Dogtown's got some comfort on Tiny. He's also been he's also very keenly watching how Quap has been playing. He's definitely getting in Quap's head here. So good on Dogtown so far. Notably, oh well, this might be it for Centaur perhaps. He does not have the mana to run away.
He has another stun. Or just another crit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Coming in for him.
Oh, the
Oh,
hood.
that hood.
That's bad.
That
Oh,
hood, man.
Oh, man. The hood,
X3147. Really giving it to him with the hood. He really should go home now, though. He's done here, man. You're done here.
Yep. Well, they're both dead, so you can
That's true.
afford to stick around a little longer.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't just kind of walk right back in the lane with still no health, but yeah. At Hood Purchase really is making things hard for the for LDR safe lane here.
Yep.
That's he just can't really kill Centaur, and he's just making them sweat all the time by default. They just can't ignore him, but they can't like that effectively play around him either.
And of course, Selena just pops in immediately.
He's got ult here. Chooses not to use it though.
Didn't need to. You just stun and run.
Yep. You'd rather have the Tumbler's toy than the chip vest. See, he's wearing the chip vest. That is PL, actually. Not bad on him either. For now, at least. I would definitely say if PL finds something better, but you definitely go to stick out on old Centaur.
I mean, there's not many like position 1 jungle items.
Right. If only Poor Man's Shield was still in the game, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about pause one
that's nice. There you
items?
go.
Yeah. So you might have a little bit of a nope. Dogtown once again just hitting the brakes right on that before they can do anything. Tyde's got his ult. I think Ty probably wanted to do it a little casually there, but not only was his team not exactly ready for it, but again Tiny just putting on the brakes, saying you can't do that.
Money to burn. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I will say I do think perhaps there's a little less pressure on Wraith King down here at bottom than there should be. Old Skeleton King has just been getting fairly free farm for quite a while now. While Centaur has been making sure he doesn't get like he doesn't become a millionaire. It's not totally free. He is still getting well more than enough here. I think maybe a return to Dogtown to bot would not be because I mean, even though he's doing a good job keeping things down, keeping the former off lane quite heavily pressured here. It's hard to say that that's that worthwhile of an action here.
Dire's structures.
You know, I'm a lot more concerned with Wraith King getting $1 million than like, you know, Link. Got a big stampede here. Warlock just getting run over.
Tide's ult
Ravage
goes
comes
out,
out and
catches
the result.
everybody.
PL is really in trouble here though.
Oh, double damage on Lita!
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's bad.
Oh, dead.
That's
Tidehunter's not
really
far
bad.
behind. He's
So
gone.
much trouble, yep.
Oh, what a serendipitous rune.
Kid Dynamite, I want you to get on your knees and thank Ice Frog by name for giving you that DD, man. That was crazy. Crazy good timing.
Might have been bottled, but
Chips
all I can
Warlock.
say is, ouch,
It probably
dude.
was. Probably was. Though she showed up with no bottle
Dire's
charges, so I
middle
don't
tower
actually
is
think
under
so.
attack.
Hmm.
That was not what they wanted to experience. It's like Centaur Warner went right for Vanguard here, and I gotta say, I think I approve of that to a good degree. It's gonna make life a lot harder for Wraith King between the two items he has. You can see that if Wraith King doesn't get a crit, Centaur is actually out healing his damage at this point.
Yep. Just has to kind of farm around him, as you can see here.
Yep. Again, I feel like getting a kill on Skeleton King here would be probably the best thing that that these guys could do at this point. Just
It's
bully
easier
him to
said
do
than
stuff.
done.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower
It's easier said than done, don't get me wrong, but it would still be a good thing to do. He's not leveling Reincarnate here.
Sure, he's
He-
gonna.
He's
doesn't
pretty
feel the need
confident.
to.
He's pretty
Yeah.
confident that nothing's actually going to go wrong for him here. He's pretty confident nobody's going to try and deal with him at all, and at this point he's looking
Dire's top
right.
tower has fallen.
He's making Radiance, and that is going to be a real big teamfight utility, but will it be good enough to keep him pushing beyond the 30-minute mark?
I can tell you this much, it's going to make PL really, it's going to make him sweat. That Radiance is not this early on, this uncontested, not something you want to see for PL. You do not want your illusions to be missing, and you do not want them evaporating in seconds when you're low
Well,
health.
what I mean is that there's still a good potential that, because Centaur's already got Hood, if that turns into a pipe, I don't
Yeah,
know,
if he
it's
gets
very
a-
50-50.
If he gets a quick pipe, it's still going to be bad because you still have the miss chance on that Radiance, and miss chance is
yeah,
not
absolutely.
something PL ever wants to see.
Not only is it a net DPS loss, it's a net illusion count loss.
Yep.
Yep.
Wraith King wanted nothing to do with Lena. The second he saw Lena show up to his lane, he said, "Nope, I'm out of here."
Get the easier farm, yeah.
Yep. Immediately tear down that tower, though. Kid Dynamite just demolished that thing in seconds flat. Once again, got a quick travels on Lena here. Wraith King just retiring to the jungle.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, and he can pretty easily take Ancients at this point in the game, so he'll be getting a lot
Right.
of farm in that triangle there.
Tyner's got his blink already, which is a pretty good sign for LDR here.
Yep.
Back in this little, well, Kid Dynamite might be looking for trouble.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Quap. Quap wants to get some revenge here. She might get it too. Got a lot of stun down, but oh, the BKB on Kid Dynamite! Kid Dynamite is out of town. And
That
now,
is sad. Oh no!
Oh no, Quap is cursed.
The setup, here comes the
Yep.
stun! Or
but,
not. Oh,
no.
we did the
Centaur had no
double edge
mana.
first. Oh. Wait, no, he had a wand. Oh, never mind, still not enough.
yeah, not only did he have a one, it was also on CD. He'd already used it, but still. A little disappointing, but at the very least, the fact that they dropped all that and they weren't able to kill Lena, that's
Yep.
a bit of a morale bust for LDR, I think.
That early BKB is going to be instrumental, but if that gets burned out and they get to late game, it's a toss-up.
Smoke. Alright.
Right.
Yeah.
Squawk is a
Matter.
dangerous enemy still.
They're looking at Quap. They're looking at her hard.
Yeah, they don't want her to get to her late game potential. Oh, Tiny's going to find her. She needs to blink right now or
So
she's gone.
close.
Oh,
He sees
he's
her.
revealed, but he didn't see. She didn't see him.
Oh, boy.
She's dead.
Nope. Just
Almost got
barely.
Lagoon out.
Just
I am honestly
barely.
surprised there was not a Dragon Slave or Light Strike right on her face in that exact
Yeah,
millisecond.
that would have killed her. The Laguna's not necessary, and it actually got Quap out of there because the amount of time that it took to cast it. Very unfortunate. Pretty much just made that a waste of time. Gale found himself a nice little ring of Achille here. Sleazy might be in a bit of trouble here.
Ugh.
Sleazy
Oh,
definitely in a bit of trouble here. Unfortunate.
More than a bit, I'd say.
Unfortunate that they had to drop Laguna for that, but kill's a kill.
That's a short cooldown.
Yeah, relatively short anyway. A lot of jungle items falling real quick here. Pretty much everyone on LDR is doing at least a little bit of jungling at this point.
Yep.
Dogtown's looking for kills, but kills don't want to be around Dogtown. They're doing a good job. Yeah, they're doing a good job of trying to get just away from Tiny at this point, considering that, you know, Tiny can pretty much just point a finger at somebody, have them evaporated.
Pretty slow point in the match. Looks like every team is respectively sitting in their safe boundaries, getting a bit of idle farm. Not really going out of their way to do anything really risky, except for Centaur here. I think he's under a vision. Or is he?
His own ward's nearby, but nobody else's. Wraith King's got himself the Sacred Relic for that Radiance.
That Radiance is basically already in his pocket at this point.
Right.
That's good damage steroid for him. Not to mention the right-click bonus, and he just found a Quicksilver Amulet.
Centaur getting really close to Blink.
I frankly think that Quicksilver Amulet's probably better served on Quap.
Quicksilver is also really good on the King himself, though. You're going to be down Reincarnation quite frequently in fights.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
I think it definitely serves him better than the Ocean Heart. But,
I still find it strange that Wraith King's crit was changed to be just a cooldown, like Janata.
Yeah, it is a little strange. Looks like we're having a little scuffle between Wraith King and PL here.
Oh, he's gonna not escape! Oh,
wow. Just barely to make it.
Wow!
Knocked out all of his mana, too.
Yeah, all of his mana, and he lost all his money. He almost had enough money for that Radiance, and it's set back a little bit, actually. It's not as far as it could have been, but that's bad.
Yeah, that put a big damper in the fortune of LDR there. See how much. Yeah,
Quite
206 gold lost for 373 gain on one guy.
Yep.
It's one guy apiece too, so PL got all the money.
Radiant's top tower is
He was
under
gonna do him some good here. He's definitely still going to need something to deal with that Radiance mischance when that comes up, but that's good news for the Bush. Good news for the Bush.
I feel like he's gonna probably see an NKB, honestly. It's something you don't typically see built on PL, but...
I don't think it's bad by any stretch on him.
Yeah, it'll still make your illusions miss, I believe, but the main real PL will still be able to land those hits more effectively and ignore some of that. It's a very small downside, but the PL, it's a huge downside.
Right.
I'll tell you something right now. If you've ever had to play against old Brewmaster as PL, you know how much you really, really want an MKB.
Yeah.
Same goes for Wind Ranger in that sense.
Between the two bars, it's definitely not as nasty to have to build MKB. Sleazy here went first, and boy did he not want to do that, and it turned out.
Well, he's in the pit here.
Yeah. I think she's probably going to be fine. Decent ult. Oh, GodLike.Mat comes in, big Ravage hits all five of the Dire.
God.
The Bush immediately going down, PL out of the fight. Centaur Warrunner likely also? Yeah, he's just going to have to walk away. He does have enough tank. Tidehunter getting beat up by everybody in his team, but that might not have been the guy to hit.
Oh, nope, not going to kill him, but at least it bought them time to disengage.
Yep, Tidehunter actually going right for Grease here, which is going to make him really hard to kill. I really heavily support that.
Sick Ravage.
Yeah, Ravage was very good. I guess that washed up old Cthulhu still has a little bit left in him.
Oh yeah.
He played college ball, you know.
Yeah, he could have gone pro if he hadn't joined the Navy. He's coming in for Centaur. Just a TP, okay. It's very
sure
notable
they actually sunk the Navy.
It's very notable that that even though they had all of that, they weren't really able to kill Centaur, even though he was also trapped in the load of stuff. He is quite difficult to bring down at this point.
Yeah, he's got that bit of magic damage resistance plus that bit of physical damage resistance. We'll
I
see
still
which one he ends
feel
up
that
completing fully.
I still feel that one of the big right clickers on Radiant definitely needs to look into completing a Desolator or an AC, because stripping away his armor is the quickest way to bring him down.
Oh, Wraith King going down again. Just got caught out here. So maybe get a little overconfident trying to go to the jungle. Getting question marked.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're hungry, dude. They are starving. The only thing that can fill this man's tummy is Quap salad. But he's not going to be able to chop her into bits if he can't find her. And looks like she's getting away from this one.
Yep.
Definitely the play for Centaur at this point is to continue building these items up. Turning this up. Looks like Warlock just got a little caught out here, probably just trying to get vision down.
Yep.
One of the best things Centaur could possibly do here. Turn this Vanguard and Hood into Crimson and Pipe. And there comes the Crimson Guard. Ooh, that's gonna really hurt Wraith King for a while.
Yeah, that's going to make his skeletons basically useless in fights and pushes.
Yep, Wraith King himself does have a lot of alpha, but when his crits aren't up, he's not going to be doing a lot. I like these two observers right next to each other. It's very good.
Yeah, I've said it
it's also
once,
gonna hurt Hood
and I'll say it again though. Looking at all these carries that don't build Desolator when they have decent alpha damage, it's kind of disturbing. You'd think that they'd be taking advantage of the fact that they got so many tanky people that demand direct attention in building Desolators and ACs, because that's how you deal with them with carries on your team. It's
right.
Yep, and right here we're seeing the example of that Crimson Guard you mentioned. It's helping them tank the tower. They're just sitting here, but was that really worth it?
Yeah, they are able to just walk away from this one. Does not look like there's going to be any sort of response. They didn't even have to pop the Centaur ult for it. I don't know why this is here. Get out of here. Pipe, well, I think Pipe will actually do him a little bit more good when that's completed than the Crimson Guard is as well. It's going to inert, basically, a couple of people in this team for the most part. We're going on Warlock here.
He's got backup. His skeletons went for the tomato.
Warlock just getting walked all over, tries to ult. Oh, the Holy Locket gives him the time to do it.
Oh boy.
Another huge ravage, but this time Centaur Warrior, the center of attention, but look how much is taken.
The Graze Aura is keeping him alive!
Yep. Finally goes down after about an hour and a half of beating down on him. Tiny is probably not going to be quite so lucky. Oh, big blink here. Still
Quap's after him.
Yep.
Nope, not going to get him in the right direction.
Yep.
Miscalculation, but it's fine. The whole team's rolling up under smoke. I think they know what's happening.
Right, yeah. Dogtown and Kid Dynamite just getting well the hell out of there.
Oh, he didn't run away? Oh, good reflex.
Right.
But it's not. Is it enough? Are they gonna
plant that ward behind the tower? Actually, it's a kind of a smart ward.
Right.
Just keep an eye on everything going on behind the tower in case somebody looks into a good position for being killed.
One Avalanche says, no, you're not even going to pressure our T2 down here. PL actually ratting down here bot, to a degree, with his illusions, mostly. We'll get some more pressure on there, because he killed the catapult wave. Don't do it, says Laverne. I don't know what we're not doing here.
Wanna do what? Roche?
Radiant's bottom tower
Maybe.
is under attack.
Radiant changing strats here. Looks like they're having a bit of a tough time deciding whether they should head back to mid or pressure top.
They don't have that much time to. Oh.
They're thinking they're doing Roche. They're not actually in there though. Gonna walk on Tide under here. Not the guy you want to find off of smoke.
Yeah.
A Wraith King maybe. Maybe that's the guy you want to find off of smoke.
Oh no, dude.
He is a little screwed here. His team's coming in big.
Oh, the Guardian. Oh, the Grease.
Well, Vern is just dead.
Oh.
Vern desperately needs to get this ult off before she dies. And she does, but not on the. No, Lita!
Oh, that's a shame.
Not on the right target, unfortunately.
Oh, good ult from Quap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hoodwink is just
PL is here!
background.
PL is here and he's pissed, brother! Wraith King stuns the wrong PL and goes down for it. Tidehunter just getting eaten here. Quap may be riding the lining here. I don't think she should be trying to attract his attention, and sure doesn't go well for him. Tidehunter is broken.
Oh.
Oh man, that break. I don't know what they got that gave him the break, but
Team White.
Yep.
Oh.
What broke him? Oh, Lena's got Silver Edge.
Yep.
Ooh, that's gonna come in a lot of handy here. Unfortunately for the Dire here, the creeps are as far away as possible from this this position. So instead, they're just gonna do Roche.
Yeah. That is a very good objective.
They did, it was not for nothing. They did get, give it Winter of Vernon that, but still. It's not the one you want to see. If you're going to lose 5 for 1, you might as well make it PL. I wouldn't have given a half a thought of doing something about this, but ultimately just can't even come close. Doesn't want to come close. Hard to blame her. By the way, ha!
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
One, I think, undersung item perhaps so far has been this Holy Locket on Warlock. There's been a lot of fights where the heal from that and the heal boost on Shadow Ward have been bailing people out. Got another smoke coming in here.
Yep.
Skeleton King again, but this time he wants no part of this. They're gonna go on Warlock instead.
Oh, this poor
Not
man.
nearly as valuable of a target, unfortunately.
Double damage on Lena again.
Oof.
Yep.
They're gonna take tier 2 of this.
Yeah, they
this is not gonna stand even through back door.
Yeah, they stick and do the T2 here.
Is under attack.
Unfortunately, once again, nobody's home. There's one creep in a wave anywhere nearby.
Yep.
Man, he's going. Look at him run.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
he
is under attack.
is well on his way here. He knows he's needed. He knows how desperately this one man is needed. He's here. He's arrived. No!
Is under attack.
That's tragic.
Radiant's
Well, his contribution will still allow them to break this tower over the knee.
Yep, and will also allow them to break Sleazy under their knee.
Oh my
Just
god.
gets eaten, just demolished by the bush here.
Road
No answer
kill.
for Peel.
I
Yeah, they
feel
were
like
really-
Tide was meant to be a stopgap for it, but
Oh, man.
Skeleton King did not get his farm in time.
Got the pipe of insight out on Centaur Warrunner. That's gonna make those ravages a lot less deadly really quickly. I think a Skeleton King. He's currently occupying their enemy jungle.
Yep.
Trying desperately not to be seen, I think. Centaur
He
holding a
is seen
psychic
now.
headband. Okay. Yep. But I don't really care that much. They'd rather kill the fake Wraith Kings, and PL's got a heart.
Yep. Big.
Dire's top tower
Yep.
is under
It's
attack.
even though he's not going to be making a lot of hits, he's going to be up so long in these fights. If they get Skeleton King down relatively early in these fights, that miss chance not going to matter so much. Cloak of Flames coming in for Tiny,
Money to burn.
but they're smoking in for PL here.
Certainly are.
PL wants to fight him. Ah, Wraith King, guys.
The Mindbreaker King.
Okay.
Hoodwink will hit the right Peel at least.
Yeah.
He won't care. He'll heart that damage off.
And he's already back to full. We're walking back in, but Radiant pulled out so fast afterwards, and Dire was not really actually too willing to chase it. Especially, I think, with Laverne not here. Laverne quite far away from her team here. It looks like this
Blast
is the
Rig,
plays.
interesting item they found over there on the
meet
Dire
up-
team.
Yep. Blast Rig could be good on a lot of these people.
I'd say that one of the best is probably Tiny. I mean, obviously Centaur is going to be up in people's faces, but I feel like they're going to try and focus Tiny a little harder than Centaur.
Right, right. He does have this Cloak of Flames, though. I will say I think I prefer it on Centaur to this Psychic Headband that he's got for some reason.
Yeah, definitely. I almost feel like Skeleton King needs to keep PL off of him or something,
Right.
you know? He's in a really rough spot because of
They're
that.
not even trying to fight this. They're just gonna
Oh
let this T2 go.
Radiant's middle
yeah. Super
tower
trolled
has
right
fallen.
now.
Sever the rotten finger and save yourself a hand.
Yeah, LDR feeling very pressured. This tower here, quite low. I don't necessarily think they're going to be able to get it through back door. As long as Aegis got only a few seconds to not actually end up popping it at any point. Likely not going to at this juncture. Gonna do the slow siege on the
Radiant's
T2 up
top
here.
tower is under attack.
1 damage. Yep. Once again, the equilibrium really dramatically, like, disfavoring Lich Better Have My Money. Seems like every time you look at the map, creeps are just not where they want them to be. Just exactly where LDR wants them. Aegis pops here for PL. Workshop
So they
gets
delayed that
not
long enough.
workshop.
That's good
Outpost.
news.
Yep. Outpost just flipped up. They want Quap here. I doubt they're going to take him, though. Centaur Warner gets a little cut up here. Centaur going straight for a Lotus Orb.
Yep.
Don't necessarily think that's going to be too great on him, because they don't really have too much to purge and not too many single targets. So I don't know if that's the play here.
Does Quap have an Orchid?
Does Quap have Orchid? Okay, she does. So that
Yeah,
is
so
something there.
That's it. That's what it's for.
Uh-oh. Wraith King in a
Oh, boy.
lot of trouble here. Centaur just trying to do his best to clean space out, just make sure nobody can get even close to the guy, and that's so far the case. Tide blinks in though.
Another great Ravage!
Another great Ravage, a great Warlock Golem on top of it. Wraith King getting
Wraith
beat up
King's
by his own
curse.
teammates, getting beat up by a horde of skeletons, and down he goes. Tidehunter, for as good as that Ravage was, is not going to live much longer. Yep, Centaur Warrunner cuts him in two.
Warlock can't do
Warlock
anything
just
on his
gets
own.
annihilated.
Radiant's middle tower.
Hoodwink could not be reached for comment.
Yeah,
She wanted
Hoodwink,
nothing to do with that. Same with Quap.
yeah. Hoodwink and Quap here. Quap giving a very
Ooh.
casual ult to
Good
Centaur.
damage though, made him back off.
Yep.
Equilibrium again. Creeps
Yep.
weren't there.
Very consistent problem. It's just not going away for them. They actually had to waste a lot of time waiting for this creep wave to show up.
Radiant's middle tower is under
And here comes the glyph just to make him do it again.
Yep.
Popping that Crimson Guard. P3 goes down. They almost certainly aren't going to have time to break the racks, but PL doesn't care about who's coming up.
middle barracks.
He's just going to eat him anyway.
Oh yeah.
Radiant's middle
There's no Tide ult, there's no Warlock ult. What can they do?
And they're just walking away now. Certainly, very heavy game for LDR at this point. They got a lot of ground to cover back. They're,
Yeah, it's an 18k net worth lead.
yep. They're down 18k, they're down several kills, and I bet if you look at the XP chart, yep, it's not really favoring them either.
98% win probability. So they do
I
still got that 2% chance.
Yeah, I don't know if I disagree with that at this point. I think this is very heavily favoring, heavily favoring Lich team at this point.
Radiant's top
And
tower is
Centaur
under
did just
attack.
get a lucky find, so you know luck's on their side. That's that Lotus Orb up. It's gonna let him not worry about that Orchid at all. So he is a
Radiant's top
little,
tower has fallen.
maybe overextended here. Maybe a lot of position. Seems like he just
Maybe.
doesn't care. He just doesn't think they're gonna be able to do anything about him even if they find him. But that's a little cocky.
He's just gonna walk around.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
Neil just found a leveler. That is the death knell. That is the sound of the bell ringing. That is
And
death
on Lena it goes.
rolling over them.
By the way, Lena got a satanic after that last fight.
I'm gonna be honest. There's not a lot of items in the tier where you get leveler that I think really warrant needing to be nerfed or removed, but I think leveler's one of them.
Yeah, they should definitely move Leveler to tier 5.
Has fallen.
I think that's really the best possible thing that could happen here.
I have seen a lone druid get a leveler, and I have never seen towers melt that fast.
Right.
I've seen brood with it, and it's pretty bad too.
Another TP away from Phantom Lancer down here. Just barely to prize him of a kill.
Yep.
Here comes Laverne. One thing I was saying earlier, I never really got to complete the thought on. It's a very rare thing to see. I think the most rare combination that you're going to see is strong chemistry between the 2 and the 4 on a team. But it's certainly a combination that can be very interesting and come in a lot of handy, especially when you're talking about ganks on mid, which is certainly nothing to sneeze at. Certainly not something that certainly a big advantage, not something you can ignore. It definitely came in handy this game, and it's still sort of coming handy to a degree now. Tiny is so effectively able to play Vanguard for Kid Dynamite in particular, allowing Centaur to take point for the rest of the team, basically. Oh, Wraith King. Oh, Wraith King, baby. Oh, that's it for you, brother. What are you gonna do, man?
Trouble.
Do you have that shard? Yeah, he does.
Oh god, that damage!
Gonna evaporate is the answer to that.
And no buyback. But once again, the equilibrium absolutely god-awful. Warlock is not helping that with this AoE Shadow Word here. Well, they're saying, hell with that, let's just push mid in. Just push mid, push bot, do something else with our time. But looks like maybe they're a little indecisive as to what exactly that should be. PL seems to have the final call here. He's got his Scotty up.
Yep. Going for Basher next.
Yep, can't blame him. He's had a lot of people just TPing away from him this game.
Oh,
So.
Warlock is just sitting in the trees up atop right now.
Yep, he's just
He's
trying
just
to be El
sitting-
Nino Rata. He's waiting until the last moment to try and come in down here, but...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Warlock?
Last moment, maybe soon.
Warlock.
Some point.
Buddy. Hello?
Oh, Quap's just gonna melt.
Warlock, my man. Warlock, things are going on, buddy. Oh, he's here, okay.
There's
And
the goal.
right at the perfect time, too. Just barely saved Tidehunter here.
He died
Everybody's buying back.
for it. Yeah.
Wraith King's back. Big
Oh,
Ravage. Once again, every single person on Dire getting hit by it. But with all that defensive setup between the Heart, between the auras on Centaur Warrunner, nothing comes of it. Wraith King making one last desperate attempt to strike out here. He goes down again. Warlock dying back. GodLike.Mat calls a GG, and it's hard to argue with them. That is the ball game. That is absolutely tragic.
Dire victory.
Do you guys want to hear a controversial opinion?
Let's
An
hear it.
absolute, just, you know, maybe I'm just mad because I'm bad here. Maybe I'm mad because Jotham didn't do so great. I feel like Wraith King might be due for a bit of an off bay. You could really tell. It's very tragic here. I don't think LDR lost this by bad play. They had some really good titles. They had some really good play on Warlock's part. Yeah, he had to play Sacrificial Lamb, but
I
didn't
feel
really
like the
matter so
change
much.
they made to his crit didn't help him as another note. Like it's more reliable now because it pops up on a cooldown, but it doesn't actually. It doesn't show up randomly. You can't get those random bursts of crazy damage.
Yeah, you
Right.
can't just crit.
right.
The
yeah.
number of games where I have had luck on my side as Wraith King, where I just keep swinging and swinging and swinging, and I get like 7 crits in a row. That can't happen anymore.
Right. It just feels like Wraith King dies a little too easy, and he's in the very same sad spot where that Void was a couple of years ago, where it feels like he can't carry hard enough to be a pause 1, but he just can't get the job done as pause 3. You need too many items to make it work. So he's just kind of in this unfortunate halfway position. I don't know. I feel like this was an issue where the Wraith King pick in particular, and not even that the Wraith King pick was bad conceptually, because I think on a better day for Wraith King, it definitely would have been a very good pick for him. His ability to reincarnate in the middle of those fights would have done a lot for them on a better day. I think he's just statistically just not great right now, and I think old not a 12-year-old boy getting kind of clowned out at mid by Kid Dynamite didn't do them much favors either. I think
That would be my assessment.
I think Lich did a lot of things right. One thing that I gotta say, I think X3L47, he's not actually X3147. X3L47 did a much better job itemizing this game than he did in the first series. Just went right for those auras. He didn't even stop to think about Lotus Orb until it was absolutely necessary, and even that was just for Orchid.
Yep.
I still think maybe he could have skipped it, got something a little bit more direct to just go around the silence instead. But either way, it's definitely an improvement here. It's definitely an improvement. Mind you, X3L47, this is also his league debut. This is his, like, serious Dota of any capacity debut. So to that end, a noticeable improvement in a time scale like this is definitely a good sign. Be interesting to see if Lich can carry this positive momentum into the next game. On the other hand, I do think Lanaya Del Rey, I think they played really well here. The Tidehunter in particular, GodLike.Mat on his Tidehunter, literally every Ravage hit 5 people, I think. Like, it was really good Ravages all around. It's just the numbers game did not favor his team. It's not that they had a worse draft, they just had weaker heroes right now, which is very unfortunate for them.
I don't think Hoodwink was a great pick for their team in the slightest. I don't know what role it was supposed to fill in.
Yeah, the Hoodwink 4 did not help much, I will say
You
that.
gotta keep in mind that he probably didn't expect necessarily to be drafting, because captain's...
Yeah, captain's not here.
Yeah.
I think GodLike.Mat is the standing captain here.
Right.
So to that end, and like I said, it's a very sad thing. It's not a bad draft, it's just the heroes themselves just kind of fail to live up to expectations. But yeah, I will agree the Hoodwink, I don't know if it was so great, but everything else I can definitely see. I think they had a very solid team comp here. I think Hoodwink was more for Sleazy's comfort specifically, and I could definitely see why that would be, because the guy had a run nobody could say was fun in the first round, so I could see why they would want to be a little cautious with him. But anyway, that being said, see you next time. Any closing comments, fellas?
Alina's looking dangerous in this tournament.
Right, yeah, very successful so far. Ocelot?
The easiest way I find to deal with Lena on that note would be to simply have a contingency for her. Not exactly on a direct counter, but have back-end spells as part of heroes that are good at dealing with her. Dazzle's great at just canceling Lena's ability to just dump all of her damage on one person and kill them. You just have to have heroes who are able to deal with that, and they just simply didn't.
Right. There is one other nice contingency to help you deal with Lena in the early game, though, you know, I'm just saying. I like the Breeze Untied. He was going for it. He just didn't have the room for it, and going straight for the Shivas.
And I will add this on that note. Another great way of dealing with Lena is to have a little somebody on your team. You know, it's no big deal. But I feel like if they were gonna try and deal with like that whole bursty lineup, why didn't they have Oracle?
Yeah, Oracle would have been good here. I think it would have been a better slot for 4 than.
At the very least,
I could see why. Yeah. I could see why that wouldn't be the case, because they did. They did go for the supports immediately. They did not have that sort of foresight with them there.
Yeah, but you see what I'm coming from, right? Just Oracle would buy you at least like 6-ish seconds to which you could keep doing your gimmick.
Right. That'll be interesting to see in the next game. See you then, but not immediately because we're breaking between this recording for once.